All right. Um, I wasn't totally out to myself in the beginning. Then again, very few people are, I guess. But, well, I slowly came out after getting to know my friends, at least to them, and they accepted me for who I was because, well, some of them sort of were too, and they were used to it. Then it came to one certain friend, and he was having his fears that he wouldn't be accepted by his family if he came out to them. I encouraged him to do it, and he eventually did come out and was totally accepted. It was fine, even by his conservative grandfather, who it was just sort of beyond him that he would ever be seen as the same person. So from there, I sort of lost my normal fear of coming out, the fear that, oh, I won't be their child anymore. They're going to persecute against me, I guess, if I come out as bisexual. But I decided if my friend can do it, I can too. I came out one evening to my parents. My father immediately left the room. And my mother tried convincing me that no, it wasn't a phase, it was a trend. That it was popular to be gay nowadays, and that I had to rise out of it, to be the real me, to find out that I was straight. It's not a trend. I've had multiple girlfriends behind my mother's back, and she hasn't treated me the same. I'm going to be totally honest. It Gets Better project, where all the straight people are like, oh, you should totally come out. People will accept you, or eventually they will. Not always. I mean, here I am, I call it Republican Burbia. It's the only real Republican area of New York State. And I wasn't accepted. My mother tried to control me more. She tried to follow my every movement, to make sure that I wasn't going to engage in anything that she saw as gay. That included a lot of my clubs, like anime clubs. She tried to limit. Until I became president, then it was good for my college resume. I had to keep hidden that I was the treasurer of my school's LGBTQ sort of outreach club. And of course I had to keep it secret from my cousin. She wanted me to totally defriend them on Facebook just in case I posted something that would make it look that I was bisexual. Not fun. Not really. I just got to college. I totally came out to everybody here and they're all cool with it. And it just made me think, what does my mother have against me? I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think many people see anything wrong with it either. And there were points when she legitimately tried to put me in harm's way. My father, totally different story. He left that day, but he's coming to terms with it. He thinks it's a choice. It's like, I'm not proud of your choice, but I still accept you for it. So he's vaguely aware that I am what I am, and there's nothing that can really be done about it. My younger brother, another story altogether, he gets embarrassed whenever I say anything about women, but he's cool with it. He's fine. It's just something with this generation, gay, straight, it doesn't really matter. Well, some, not quite that much, but a good majority of them. And so now here I am, college. I'm out. Everybody's happy with it. My girlfriend and I are quite pleased, and my roommate knows about it. We make gay jokes even though she's straight. And well, like gay jokes as in we pretend to be each other's lovers, really not the case. What was I most frightened of? I was afraid that I would be kicked out on the street. I'm going to be totally honest. In high school, late high school, I did research on gay teens, and about 42% of homeless teenagers are there because they were kicked out of the house because they came out. And so I was scared shitless that if I came out, I wouldn't have the family support. I would have to go out on my own, make my own living. I wouldn't have a chance at college. I wouldn't be able to afford it. And I just thought that the rest of my life was going to go down the toilet. Oh gosh, I'm much happier out. A lot of the things my mother did, probably it would be better if I wasn't out to her so early. Maybe if I just sort of came out to her later when I was about to get out of the house, but at the same time I felt like I was going to burst if I kept it in for too much longer. So coming out was a huge burden off of my shoulders, but at the same time it did put a little bit of a burden on me. Another burden, but I don't really have that one anymore. What didn't work out the way I wanted, I just wanted to come out to my entire family, but that definitely didn't work out after I came out to just my parents and my brother because, well, if my mother reacted that way, how would my grandmother react? Somebody who was appalled that a black man got into office as president. The other who was about to disown her son for marrying a woman from Puerto Rico. It's just, the rest of my family wouldn't understand if my mother couldn't. And so that definitely didn't go according to plan. The secrets that I had to keep too, I didn't expect that, I guess. I should have, probably, but I didn't. The number of times when I was going on dates where I had to lie and say I was getting together at a friend's house. And even points where she said, if you're bisexual, should you even be going to female friends' sleepovers? I wouldn't let you go to a guy's sleepover. If you're bi, why should I let you go to a girl's sleepover? And so that really happened too, I guess. The secrets and more secrets, actually, from family and from extended family. My relationship with my friends, as I said, yeah, totally normal. Our school, as opposed to the area in which we live, is rather liberal, and if there was any sort of anti-gay talk, teachers would take care of that immediately. I mean, I had gay teachers, I had straight teachers, bisexual teachers, and they were all cool with everything, which was great. But then the Westboro Baptist Church sort of came in about a half hour south, and we did get some of that for a while, which really stunk. I mean, I was never beat up for being gay, and I was never insulted to my face by other children for being gay. I just sort of, for a short period of time, heard it from afar and saw it on signs, and if there was any animosity, it would sort of have been taken out on me in a different form, I guess. I was bullied, I guess you could say, for no reason whatsoever. That might have been because I was bisexual. It might have been for something totally different, like the way I look or my interests. But then again, I am done with that. I'm not going to ask those people why they did it, because I frankly don't care. The worst things that happened, really just sort of the reaction from my mother. I mean, my friends accepted me, my brother accepted me, my father sort of understood enough. My mom, a totally different story, of course, but I do remember my graduation day from high school. She didn't make any mention of it. But that evening, the evening I graduated, they actually legalized gay marriage in my state, in New York. And that, I just felt, was a great graduation gift, I guess, from the state government. Especially for a class couple. We had the first lesbian class couple. I mean, people all over the internet on our school site were like, okay, is this some sort of joke? Are you changing it? But the two of them were so cute together. And it only made sense that they got the title. And it just felt like we're out. And this is our bridging, I guess, from childhood to adulthood. And now that we're in adulthood, look at what we can do now. It was just, I don't know, coming of age, I suppose. I wish somebody had told me that you definitely need to gauge their responses to the gay community before you come out, because my father would make gay jokes around the house. I know it did. My mother just sort of silently disapproved. So if I really had paid attention to the way they reacted to the other events, like, say, the legalization of gay marriage in a certain state, or the current proposition of the Respect of Marriage Act to totally replace the Defense of Marriage Act in the United States government, constitution, wherever, you need to figure out how they'll react, and from that find out when you should come out. If you should come out immediately and just get it off your shoulders, or if you should come out when you're out of the house and you don't have to deal with their reaction every day. I wish somebody had told me that. And I wish that I did it, in all honesty.